ഈ അവിടെ
Right. Gilion at the one the range, Pamia. മദ്യമൊന്നും മിണ്ടാണ്ടിരിക്കാൻ കുറച്ച് സമാധാനം എന്താ
Good evening, all.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, very good evening. So let's start. Is the presentation visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
thank you. Okay, so we are in the second session of supply chain management module. So in our last session, we were discussing about the the importance of supply chain. What is actually a supply chain? So what are the process? How many stages, like in supply chain has? And we even came to know that that's not a linear process. It's not a linear chain of activities, but a networking chain of activities. So linear chain of activities just stop with the last mile delivery to the customer. So it starts with planning for a product and service, then goes on with the procurement and sourcing, and then once that is done, the raw materials, the resources are taken, that is transported to the production unit. And once the production is over, that is gets complete, then again the products are transferred to the warehouse. And from warehouse, either it goes through the to the customer or consumer's hand, either through offline market or online market. So if it is through offline market, distribution channels play a very no like a crucial role in distributing the product. So these distribution channels are the wholesalers, retailers, distributors, and we have these brokerage agents and commission agents. But if it is through online, we have e-retailers like Amazon, eBay, Flipkart. Okay, so once a product has been delivered to the final consumer, that is who is going to consume the product for themselves. So till that time, I mean, even after that, the supply chain process continues. So how it continues is If the customer is satisfied about the product, that customer would be giving their feedback to the organization. So that feedback has to be collected. So why it has to be collected? For further improvement. So next time, so whatever mistakes or whatever errors has been, identified during the supply chain process, so those errors are, rectified when the second process, when the second process is implemented. And then if the customer doesn't like the product or need the product anymore, so the customer would be, returning back the product. So the organization has to handle the reverse logistics as well. So they have to, keenly identify for what reason the customer has returned back the product. So again, the product would be taken back by the warehouse from where it has been sent. And uh, if the product is completely damaged and it cannot be used at all for any reason, then the warehouse may be destroying the product, discarding the product. Or if that is the product has to be analyzed further for quality purpose, why the mistake has happened, what really happened in the product. So in those cases, the production unit or the research and development, you would be asking the warehouse executives to send the product to their R&D location for further investigation, to identify what really has went wrong in the product. This completely applies to electronic products. So after getting the feedback or after receiving the returns, again the process continues from planning, sourcing, and it goes on. So it's a complete network chain and not a linear chain. So there are various, players, that is, no participants in the supply chain. So when you're, planning for a product or service from an organization, so you have these planners and you have these agents who can, generate ideas on what product or service you can offer to the customers. So how this, idea is generated by getting the feedback from the no market or feedback from the distribution channel. So what feedback? What actually the customers are asking for? What is their need? Or are they finding any difficulty in the already existing products? So if there is a difficulty in using the existing products, so there has to be a solution given. Or if the customer is in need for something new, so that need has to be satisfied. So a product or idea or a service is developed on this context. So then no, we are dealing with the project planners and idea planners. We have a group of experts to help the organization on this. And then when dealing with the procurement and sourcing, the players will be the team players will be the suppliers, otherwise called as the vendors who provides us the raw materials. And then while transporting the products from one zone to another zone, that is from the procured area to the production unit, and from the production unit to the warehouse unit, and from the warehouse to the a market or distribution, market or directly to the consumer. So again, you will be dealing with either your own transportation department or with the the agency which whom you have requested for providing you with the transportation services. So organization who is using external transportation agency for utilizing the service, so that is called as 2PL providers. Yes, Mr. Arshad Rasa. Yeah, you have any doubt? Yeah, you have raised your hand.
No, no, madam. Sorry, it's by mistake.
That's fine. Okay, fine. So let's continue. Okay. So after these vendors, we have these transportation department or transportation executives or transportation agencies and companies. Then we will be dealing with the warehouse department and its executives. Or again, if the warehouse has been outsourced to someone or some other agency other than the company's own department, then again you will be dealing with the warehouse providers who are otherwise called as 3PL parties, that is third party logistic providers in the supply chain market. So after that, now if you're not distributing the products through the offline market, so you will be dealing with distributors, retailers, wholesalers. So they are the key players in the supply chain process. Or otherwise, if you're going through online mode of distributing your products, these online retailers will be your key players. So you will be dealing with like many players in the supply chain. So now let's see a list of key components in the supply chain. So what are the key components? It means without these components, the supply chain process will not be a complete one, will not be a fulfilled one. So let's see one by one. The first one being the demand forecasting and planning. So how the planning process starts? You have to know initially do a demand forecasting. So what the customer needs and within which time the products has to reach the market. So like a season time may be nearing. So if you want to know finish the production or complete the production of your products and you want to know sell it in the market as soon as possible. So as the company will make a maximum profit out of it. So you have to plan accordingly.
So இதுல பேசுற
Mr. Mohammed Inam, please mute your audio. Okay. So you have to do a demand forecasting before the strategic planning phase. So once that is done, then based on the results, you can go with the strategy and planning phase. So why? Importance of accurate demand forecasting, methods and tools for demand forecasting, demand planning processes. So these factors has to be taken into consideration while you're going with the demand forecasting. So what forecasting methods and tools and techniques you're going to use? So you have various methods. So there's qualitative methods and quantitative methods. So obviously quantitative methods, you have to deal with the historical data, the past records. And if you're going with the qualitative methods, you have to get the live, information. You have to collect the live information directly from the market or directly from the customers. So you have to plan the process as well. Now, how you are going to know forecast, how you are going to get the details on the demand. You have to properly plan the process. And the results has to be somewhat accurate. So no demand forecasting, no give the accurate results. At least an approximate result should know you should get it in your hand. So the demand forecasting will not give you the exact, the exact the quantity of products, which will be in demand. Say, it cannot give you an exact quantity like 1,657 units are required by the customer. No, it's not that way. So if it says around 1,600 to 1,700, because everything is taken as an average, because you will be doing some statistical measurements as well. So if it says between 1,600 to 1,700 customers would be needing your product, so you have to make sure you're producing at least 2,000 products. So that to the market you can take 1,800 products, 100 products or 200 products, you can keep it for safety stock as a buffer stock. Then we have warehouse and inventory. So all the products, whether it's a semi-finished or finished, even raw materials for that matter, it needs some storage place. So if there is a storage place, there has to be a maintenance of the management of the inventory. There are various types of inventory. You have raw materials, work in process, and finished goods. So raw materials, as you know, so are the source materials which needs processing. And work in process are those those inventory, so which are under the production, that is which are under the process. And finished goods is referred to as stock. So when these finished goods are sent to the wholesaler or retailer's outlet, that's called as merchandise. And you will be using some inventory control techniques to control inventory in the warehouse. So why is it necessary for controlling the inventory? Because in the inventory level of an organization decides the what do you say, no, the financial condition of the organization. So the number of, no, like inventory, the amount of inventory the company holds, no, so that gives the value for that company. That gives the value for the organization. It shouldn't be either too much, it shouldn't be, no, like, or it shouldn't be, no, like very low. It has to be, no, like an average because it involves cost, right? So if a customer or if an organization is no like going for more inventory for any other reason, so which is not required actually. So after no like at some point of time, over time, no like there is a chance that inventory may no like may become an obsolete inventory. There is no like no one is going to know like use it anymore. So it becomes an obsolete inventory and finally it becomes a dead inventory. So there is no other way that company has to discard those unutilized inventory. So for controlling the inventory, for no like managing and controlling, the organization would be using various techniques like JIT, EOQ, that is economic order quantity, and no like the safety stock. And inventory management challenges and solutions. So there are many challenges, no, like while no you're maintaining the inventory. So few inventory, they'll be having some expiry date, or you have to use them or produce them within some particular, no, like time period, or otherwise it may get wasted, it may get decayed. So there are many challenges and solutions, no, like you should be having the solutions as well. Then comes the procurement and supplier management. That is the who is going to provide the inventory, provide the raw materials, supply raw materials for your production purpose. So like starting, no, like in the initial phase itself, no, the right kind of supplier has to be selected by doing an evaluation. So there are many suppliers in the market who supply very low quality products, no, in very low cost. And you have no suppliers who provide high quality products at higher cost. And you have no like suppliers who will provide an average quality product, no, like with nominal cost. So you have to decide according to the needs of the customer or according to the product you are going to produce. You have to decide, so from your organization, which supplier is no like best suited for you. So you have no like many evaluation methods on that, and you have to know even calculate the transportation time and cost involved in transporting the raw materials from its source to the factory location. So that is also a vital thing no to check on. Then procurement process and strategies. So there are many strategies to know like follow during procurement process. So like initiating the purchase order and selling it to the supplier. Or sometimes if you're like requiring new suppliers, you may request for quotations from various suppliers in the market. They will be giving you quotations. You can even like go for a bid and like you can select the right supplier for your organization. And clearly you have to mention them when you need the projects, whether no you're going with just in case or just in time. So you know very well, just in time is you're asking the supplier to like supply the products just before the production starts. So those are just in time products. And just in case products, so you're procuring the products and keeping it in your storing it in the warehouse in advance, before the production starts. That is just in case. So this no like terming this thing you have to know like make it clear with the supplier so they can understand at what time, at what date, and at which location at what quantity they have to supply the products. And building and maintaining supplier relationships. This is again no more important because if you're working with one supplier and if you're not like satisfied with their products, you will be like doing a business with that particular supplier for a longer period of time. Or sometimes few companies like get into contract with their suppliers. So you have to maintain a better supplier relationship so that like the supplier, they always like provide you with the quality products. And then comes the shipping, logistics, and distribution. So logistics, it means movement of goods. Shipping, obviously, again, it means no like transporting the goods. That is again moving the goods from one location to another. So it can be no like any mode of transportation. And the distribution is no like finally distributing the products to the final consumers or the customers who are going to resell it. So points to be noted in this component is the different types of no like transportation you need to know like go with depending upon the urgency of the product by the customer, depending on the cost, depending on the like availability of the vehicle, depending on the like the route where which you're going to take, or and depending on the like the quantity of the products. For example, if you're going with the bulk transportation of products, so if it is going to be a containerized products, that is bulk transportation in the sense containerized. Containerized means so within a 20-foot or 40-foot container, you will be like stuffing your products. So if your products goes in a container, it means the best way to transport is through like sea mode, that is ocean mode. If you're not like exporting your products, or if you're not like going with an inland transportation, that is you're supplying the products to a domestic customer, then you can not like very well go with like a rail road of transportation or a road mode of transportation. Again, remember, if you're going with the road mode of transportation, as the distance increases, the transportation cost also increases. So you have to know, keep it in that mind. But the only favorable thing in road mode of transportation is it can do the doorstep delivery, whereas the other modes of transportation can't do the doorstep delivery. So there are many logistic strategies to be followed, even in like shipping, logistic, and distribution. You have to take that into consideration. So few strategies is like either going with like full truckload or half truckload or less truckload, or sometimes whether you have to go with like you have to stick on to economy of scale, or if the customer is in like urgency, you can just go with transporting them no minimum number of products, like the customer is okay with the the cost what you're like suggesting. So if the customer is ready to pay for any like any transportation cost, like if the customer is ready to pay, then you can like don't worry about the economy of scale, you can just transport the product as soon as possible. You can even make the air mode of transportation, but that purely depends on the customer's urgency. So warehouse management and distribution centers, so that you need to know like look upon, and last mile delivery challenges and solutions. So what challenges you will have in last mile delivery is the customers may not be picking up the call. So when you're like when your transportation drivers, truck drivers, or the delivery agents, when they are calling the customers for delivering the product at their doorstep or the location they have preferred. So they may be calling them, but they may not be, like getting an answer back. Or sometimes, the customer's location itself will be, somewhere in a remote place where a train or a truck, like a container truck will not, like it cannot, reach the destination. So something is on a narrow road or a location on the hilltop. So in these locations, the truck or the train cannot do a doorstep delivery. So again, there are no like challenges. So we have to go with some kind of multimodal transportation. But you have to make sure the product is being delivered to the customer within the time you have promised. So the next one is technology in supply chain management. So what technology you will be using? So it first starts with the GPS. That is like GPS technology. So you can like track. That is the customers can track their products, whichever mode the transportation is. So that is the uniqueness of like today's technology. So even the containers are being like fixed with the GPS systems and like sensors. So even if the container is like moving by sea mode of transportation, you can easily locate the exact geographical location of your product, which is in the container. Again, the container which is placed on the container ship. So you will get the exact, no, like the what do you say, that latitude and longitude locations, no, like that. So the technology is much advanced nowadays. So any customer, for example, if I am sending my product, no, like I'm making use of say MSC shipping company. So I'm asking them to ship my products to say the nearest, somewhere nearest port outside India, say Dubai. So I'm planning to know like transport 10,000 of my products to Dubai port. So my 10,000 units are kept on a particular container. So that container, each container will be having its own registration number or no, a template number. Just like we are having no like a unique registration numbers for our two-wheelers and four-wheelers, even containers will have their own registration numbers or template numbers. So I'll be getting a message in my mobile, no, from the shipping company that my 10,000 units are traveling in MSC container vehicle, that is MSC container ship, and the departure time will be given, departure date will be given, and the port from where the departure happens, so that will be given, and the expected time and date of no like the destination port, that is the Dubai port, so that will also be like I'll be getting. And if I know like it will take at least 1.5 to 2.5 days for this product, for my product to reach Dubai port, if I'm selecting the C mode of transportation. So after a day, so after 24 hours, I want to check where the ship is sailing now. Where is my product? So if I want to check whether it has reached the Dubai port or somewhere like stuck in between, is my product going safe? So I want to check on that. So I'm not like checking the the GPS in my mobile. That is like where the uh my products which is stuck in the container. So I'm checking for that, and the GPS shows the exact location of the ship where it is traveling now in the Arabian Sea. So that much technology has been, like now it has evolved to a, like a great extent. So other than GPS, we have many other. So let's see ERP. So ERP, WMS, and TMS. So ERP, we all very know, most of us who even work on ERP, enterprise resource, and like it enables all the team players. That is these that is like the raw material providers, vendors, the transportation executives, the department heads, and the warehouse executives and the department heads, and even the truck drivers for that matter, and the retailers and the wholesalers, the distributors, and the production managers and the production executives, the management of the company. So everyone is interconnected with each other through this ERP. So everyone will be knowing where the product is right now, what is the condition of the product, and where it will be moved, like after some time. So we have this WMS, that is warehouse management system, and TMS, it refers to transportation management system. So again, that's a kind of ERP or CRM application tool which enables or which supports the warehouse professionals and transportation professionals to efficiently carry their operations. So emerging technologies, we have IoT, Internet of Things, blockchain, AI, and machine learning. So how this is going to help supply chain? This IoT, blockchain, AI, and machine learning. So how this is going to help? So it gives an approximate idea, of something which is going to happen in the future. So that's how you can like easily go with the demand forecasting. So forecasting nowadays is not done very easily with AI and machine learning. Very easily it is done. So you don't have to spend hours, like on the markets or on the distribution centers, to check the pulse of the customer. So with the help of technology, you can like get the like the results of the forecasting results can be like immediately we can get it through this AI and machine learning. And benefits and challenges of implementing technology and SE. So, yeah, obviously, Like implementing ERP in an organization would be an expensive process, would be an extensive and expensive process. But no, like though it is not like challenging, there is a need for implementation. So why? Because no, it makes the work, it makes the overall process effectively and efficiently. So that is not like very much needed. And everyone in this supply chain know like function supply chain operations. So each and every party, each and every team player has to know. We have to know like educate them on like why this is so important for implementation. Then we have risk management and supply chains. So when there is logistics, there is always risk involved. So identify and assign supply chain risk because of no like say the truck breakdown or the ship being caught by the pirates or the ship has changed its direction because of no like the worst weather conditions in the sea or on the ocean or the ship has collided with another ship or met with an accident and same applies with air transportation as well or the products have been no like it has been no like detained in the customs warehouse in the port itself for any reason no there are many risks which affects the smooth flow of the products. So we have to identify and assess the supply chain risks and act accordingly. For example, like if the products is getting stuck in the customs warehouse, why? Because no, the documentation is no like not so proper. The documents are not valid, or the valid documents are not attached with the products, no, like attached to the system. For example, again, no, like if you're not exporting a few restricted products, you need special license for exporting it. And prohibited products, you shouldn't export it at all. But restricted products, you need some, no, like a kind of licensing and no, like some kind of no, like supporting documents so that the customs people will allow you to transport that product. So if there is no, if you know, like enough documentation done on this, obviously the products get stuck in the customs warehouse. So these challenges has to be no like identified, and these risks has to be identified at the earlier stage itself. And no, the things have to be no like made sure that everything no like is set in the proper condition so that there will be no halt or no breakage in the supply chain. And green supply chain practice, I'm sorry, risk mitigation strategies and case studies on supply chain distributions and their management. This is an optional one. So, see, either no, like the company can no, like go with, get the experience stories from the experts in the supply chain process. Then no, like discussing the supply chain challenges they face with the the freight forwarders and agents who are going to do the transportation on the organization behalf. So all these are no, yes, of course an organization can do if it has enough time. But otherwise, no, like they can just stick on to the no the right procedure for exporting the products, and they can just go with the process. Then you have sustainability in supply chain management, that is importance of sustainable supply chains. Now almost all the supply chain industries, the logistic industries as well as the supply chain, other supply chain industries, they very much stick on to this sustainable practices. That is not like go green. So reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce the usage of any product which is harmful for our environment. And if at all in case, if there is a no like the scrap or there is no like any defective discarded items or no like in the warehouse or the production unit. So recycle them, recycle those products and reuse the products. So reduce, recycle, and reuse. So these, no, like sustainable practices nowadays, all organizations are sticking to it. Then corporate social responsibility, that is CSR in supply chain management. So what is corporate social responsibility? That is every organization has some responsibility towards its employees, towards its competitors, towards its government, towards its customers and towards its the all the stakeholders who are in related to the organization. Everyone for that matter, including the environment. So why is it necessary for the CSR, for the companies? Because uh, that somewhat gives a competitive advantage for the company. So if you come to know this particular logistic company or a supply chain industry, a supply chain organization is strictly following the sustainability and they are no sticking on to corporate social responsibility. It means the company is like far above the other logistic and supply chain companies in the market. Obviously, because it draws potential customers, so people believe in their products. They believe the organization. They believe the products and services offered by the organization. So, which obviously leads to more customers, more satisfied customers, and obviously the profits will increase. And the organization can go for a stay in the market for a long run. So CSR is a very important factor in supply chain, not only for supply chain industry, for any company or any organization for that matter. Then is performance measurement and KPIs. So even after giving um, a very excellent product and service to the customers or to the consumers, even though if you're not sticking on to the sustainability factor, following corporate social responsibility, and you're taking care of your employees, so everything is done in a best way. So your company is gaining a competitive advantage in the market. So fine, everything is in the positive note, but you have to have a department or one or two individuals or at least a technology for monitoring the performance and for measuring the performance. So why this is done is to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of each and every supply chain operations. This keep on increasing, so there shouldn't be any lag at all. So that's why you can see many organizations, they keep on going with innovative products. They just don't stop with one or two products, that they will not be just satisfied with what they are right now. They keep on going with something innovative, better than the previous one, again better than the previous one, again a new version than the older version. They keep on going with. So how this is done? By having a team of experts or having technology for measuring the performance and analyzing the deviations and taking corrective actions on that. So KPIs, key performance indicators, so they have to be identified. So whichever factor is affecting the supply chain operations, so that immediately has to be more, identified, and all the deviations has to be cleared and make sure that so that particular event or department or the organization, or the group of individuals or an individual is giving their maximum to the organization's betterment. So continuous improvement and benchmarking. Benchmarking is another excellent tool for performance measurement. You have to keep on comparing yourself with the best player in the industry. So that's how you can improve, keep on improving yourself. So always compare yourself, compare your organization with the best performing organization in the industry. So when this benchmarking is done, there would be a continuous improvement on all aspects, not only in the product. It will affect not only in the product, but in all aspects, it will affect. Okay. So now getting into detail, we have transportation. So as we all know, I think last time I have just touched this factor. There is I've even mentioned transportation is the backbone of logistics and supply chain. So without transportation, nothing is moved from one place to another. If there is no movement of goods, then how the public will get catered by products and services. There is no other way, right? So transportation moves a product between different locations, and it's a prominent in companies' competitive strategy. And faster transportation makes supply chain more responsive. So when a customer will be, like happy and satisfied. Imagine, like a scenario that the customer has received a wrong product, but the product has been delivered to the customer, at least a day before the promised date. You can like see the customer will not be so furious. But even if you are giving the right product to the right customer, but you are delaying the, like the distribution service, so any customer will be dissatisfied with your product and service. So that's the mentality of the customers. That's the mentality of the consumers. So fastest delivery makes any customer happy. So if I order a product online, if I get it within 24 hours, but actually what the message, what I got is like it would be delivered within 3 working days, but I got it within 24 hours, I'd be obviously a happy customer, a satisfied customer with the company service. So faster transportation makes supply chain more responsive. So role in the competitive strategy. If company targets a customer who demands a very high level of responsiveness and the customer is willing to pay for this responsiveness, then company can map transportation as one driver to make supply chain more responsive. So it completely depends on the customer's need and emergency urgency. Opposite holds true as well. If the customers are concerned only with money, not responsiveness, then company can lower the cost of transportation. Both depend on company's competitive strategy. So I don't want the products within 24 hours. I don't need it within like 3 working days. So no problem. I can even wait for a week's time, but I don't want too expensive products. So in that case, the company can like lower the cost of transportation and delay the transportation for some time. That is, they can take their own time for transporting the products to me. So that is also applicable. The fundamental trade-off for transportation is cost, that is efficiency, versus speed, that is responsiveness. So how fast or how quickly you're transporting. A transportation cost analysis must consider the effects of speed on inventory required. Use of fast methods, modes of transport raises responsiveness and transportation cost, but lowers inventory holding cost. So fast mode of transportation, say air mode is the fastest mode of transportation. So it means the company is so responsive for this customer. They want to deliver the product to the customer. So as soon as possible, as quick as possible, but it also increases the transportation cost. Sea shipment is the sea mode of transportation is the lowest mode of no economical mode of transportation, but it takes time for delivering the product. So it depends on the customer's need and emergency. That's the point. So what are the transportation drivers? So efficiency and effectiveness. So to increase efficiency, reduce the speed of delivery, reduce the cost of delivery, and ship products to a distributor. Instead of directly, going with the last mile delivery to the consumer, go with any distributor. So from distributor, it goes to the, the retailer, and from them, the customer would buy the product. So here, there is no need for no any urgency. So you're reducing the speed. But if you want to increase the effectiveness, that is responsiveness, you have to increase the speed of delivery, increase the cost of delivery, and ship products directly to the customers itself. That is not like at their doorstep. So cost of delivery, you have to inform the customers in prior. They shouldn't be shocked by seeing the cost of the product if they have promised for cash on delivery. So the company, the organization has to clearly inform the customer if they are asking for speedy delivery. Obviously, the transportation cost would be little higher than the prescribed one. So this thing has to be clearly intimated, informed to the customer. Only if the customer responds positively, then you can go with the effective, that is responsive, highly responsive transportation. So facilities also play a key role. So where the facilities are located, is it near, very near and very near to any port, or is it very near to any highways where no road mode of transportation will be made very easy. So the location of the facility and the extensiveness of the facility, that also is also an important component. So it includes all location in the supply chain to store, assemble, and or fabricate inventory. So two major types are manufacture or repair service and storage warehouse distribution sites. So either it should be a manufacturing or production site, or it should be a warehouse site. So role in competitive strategy. What role does the facilities have? It has a key driver of supply chain. So few factors: location, capacity, that is the extensiveness of the warehouse, how big it is, how large it is. The manufacture or repair methodology. So what methodology is followed in the production house or in the warehouse unit for managing the inventory. And warehouse methodology, it also affects supply chain performance way of the facilities component. Fundamental trade-off that managers face when making facility decision between the cost of the number, location, and type of the facility. So cost of the number, location, and type. So type here refers to what type of production unit or warehouse you are making use of. For instance, if you are using, if your product is a perishable one, you have to go for a warehouse or production unit, which is, which is having a controlled temperature unit, a reefer unit, a refrigerated unit to store the products. So obviously, which cost more than the actual cost. But you have to be ready to pay for it because the type of facility you're requiring is, somewhat which requires more cost for maintenance, and the level of responsiveness they provide to the company's customers. So the close proximity, is from, near from the airport or seaport or for any, national highway. So it means the organization has decided that the location of the warehouse is more important so that it can immediately ship the products to any one of these more modes of transportation, and no, it reaches the product reaches the customer hands as soon as possible. So facilities driver. So decision, what decisions you can take is, if you go for efficiency, if you want to increase the efficiency, then lower the number of facilities. Have minimum facilities. Have centralized facilities. That is, make it as a centralized facility. Minimal amounts of excess capacity and single product focus. So these factors, it can increase the efficiency of a production unit or warehouse. But on the other hand, if you want to increase the effectiveness, have high number of facilities. For example, take Kerala. You can have facilities in Kochi, in Trivandrum, at almost in each district. So say one in Trivandrum, one in Kollam, one in Alapura, so whatever districts are here. So increase it. Why? Because you want to increase the effectiveness, that is responsiveness to the customer. So if a customer from Kochi places order, so immediately the product comes from the nearby Kochi location. Or if the customer has placed an order who is residing in Trivandrum, so immediately the warehouse in Trivandrum sends up, delivers a product to the customer in the same day. So because you're focusing on the responsiveness, and make it as a decentralized facilities. Obviously, if you're having high number of facilities, you have to make it as a decentralized ones. And large amounts of excess capacity, have inventory in large amounts and of excess capacity, have multiple product focus. Don't go for single product focus, but go for multiple product focus. And finally, we have information. Information is also, that is the technology. So that is also a key component. So it consists of data and analysis concerning facilities, inventory, transportation. That is facilities, it means warehouse. You have WMS, warehouse management systems. So managing the inventory, and transportation, you have TMS, transportation management system. It is the biggest driver of performance. So imagine an organization using ERP. So imagine, no, like how things work out, no, like effectively and efficiently. So there is responsiveness as well as there is no like efficiency. So both is now applicable when technology is being no used for any organizational operations. So presence management with the opportunity to make supply chain more responsive and efficient. So an organization has to choose the they have two options whether they are going with a product or technology or service, whatever they want to cater to the customers. They have to know like check what factor they want to know like go with on the prior basis. That is, if they want to go with the efficiency or effectiveness. So if it is efficiency, so go for no like take no like measures to maintain those efficiency. So cost is an important factor. So if you're going for efficiency, you have to always lower the cost. All the supply chain operations, you have to focus is lower the cost. But if you're going for no like effectiveness, you have to know like you don't have to worry about the cost at all because customer satisfaction is more important than the cost. So role in competitive strategy, what role it has? Impact of IT in supply chain management. It helps in taking key decisions which help in reducing cost and improving responsiveness. So key decisions are taken with the use of technology. Why? Because with the technology, we are doing demand forecasting itself. We are doing planning itself. We are doing procurement operation. We are planning the production operation. And we are planning the transportation and distribution operation. So all the key decisions related to these operations, no, it can be taken, no, like at the quickest time with the use of the technology. And no, which obviously leads to reduced cost and improving the responsiveness. So deeply affects every part of supply chain and serves as a connection between different stages of supply chain. That is, not everyone can have an access to this, no, like technology. That is the unique point, no, in this, like in utilizing these technologies for supply chain operations. Every key player can be, can get access to this technology. You can involve your planners, you can involve your agents, you can involve your customers as well. You can even involve your customers or consumers in this, like ERP. So the best example is when you order a product, like you are not expecting the delivery date, you will get to know that is no, you will be getting continuous updates on where your product is right now. So when you go and check with Amazon, no, like the tracking information, it says product has left the, the hub or product has left the warehouse location. Then after a day or two, you will know like get an updation that product has reached nearest hub to you. Then the next day maybe no, you can know like have an update that product is out for delivery. So it means you are also in the ERP system. You are getting update on the location of the product. Not only you, but all the key players, even the vendors will be having an idea about where the product is. So why they should also be involved? What cares them not to check whether the product has reached the customer or not? Because they will get an idea of like how much inventory which they supplied has been utilized for production and how much is pending, so that they can plan for more inventory to know like transport to the organization. So every time the organization or the department, procurement department doesn't have to call them or send a mail to their vendors asking for more, inventory. Just by checking into ERP system, they will clearly have an understanding of how much inventory which the organization has recently purchased has gone into production and how much is left over, so that they can plan for the next supply accordingly. So this is how the technology helps all the key players. And how does it help in for like transportation people? So once the production gets over and the products are shipped to warehouses, So this information is shared with all the key players along with the transportation executives, the department. So they will come to know that now the product is in no warehouse. So within no like 2 to 3 days, there will be an order for this product. So they will keep the transportation vehicles ready or the transportation truck drivers readily available because they obviously know within 1 or 2 days the warehouse executives will be calling them requesting for transportation vehicles. So this is how no like people that is no the key players in the supply chain process is no like networked with the help of these like the technology. So ERP is the best example for this. And you have no like other than this ERP, you have this IoT, Internet of Things. You have this blockchain, and you have this WMS, TMS, and along with it, you have this what you call as the distribution management system as well, distribution control system as well, DCS, distribution control system. So all these know like technologies helps in the effective and efficient operation of supply chain. So it serves as a connection between different stages, also crucial to daily operations of each stage in the supply chain. So on that note, like we have come to a stop. So if you have any doubts, you can stay and no, like you can ask. I'll be here for 2 minutes, or else we can meet next week.
I would like to say,
You asked something? I didn't get
yeah,
you.
please. Yeah, please.
What was your question?
Yeah. I want to know how can I get the exam result?
Exam result. Okay, that information will be shared by the academic coordinators.
Because when I log in my ID, there is one option for exam result. But, but when I like to option is there nothing public. That's why.
Okay.
You can check with the concerned student affairs so that they can clear your doubts and they will help you to sort out that.
Okay, okay, please. Thank you.
Okay, if that is all, we can leave the session. Meet you next.